What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you guys tuning in for another video. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future videos. We're still doing 3 videos a week, so we don't want you to miss out on any of those future videos. If you guys have any video ideas, please drop them in the comments down below to let us continue to produce this content for you guys. I want to know what you guys want to see throughout the rest of the fall, so please help me out. Give me some video ideas in the comments. I would definitely appreciate that. So we are here in the month of September. You know, historically, this is one of the toughest times to be out fishing, regardless of where you are in the country. You know, September can be probably the hardest month of bass fishing across the entire United States. And, you know, the important thing in September, or when the fishing gets tough in general, is to be throwing baits you're confident in and baits you know that are going to catch fish if you put it in front of them. So today we're going to talk about a few of my favorite baits. You know, when times get tough, the fishing's tough, it's hard to get a bite. I'm picking up these baits right here so that I know if I put my bait in front of a fish, he's going to eat one of these baits. And this is what I'm throwing right now in the month of September because the fishing is tough. And hopefully you guys can learn something from this and use these baits to catch fish wherever you may be fishing. Okay, so like I said, September is a tough time of year for bass fishing. There's a lot of things going on. Obviously, you know, the fish, generally speaking here, the fish are going to be in deeper water throughout the summer. Some of them are starting to move shallow. Some of them are still deep. Some of them are chasing bait fish. So the fish are doing a bunch of different things at the same time. So there's not really a big mass population of fish doing the same thing. So it makes the fishing a little bit tougher. And, you know, in order to catch those fish, you got to be throwing baits that you're confident in. That's the most important thing in tough fishing, is throwing stuff that you are confident in, that you know is going to catch fish whenever you put it in front of a bass. So first up for me, the first thing that I'm going to have on, you know, as the summer progresses, you get into late summer, early fall, like we are here now, I'm picking up a small little rattle trap. This right here, this is the 1/4 ounce rattle trap. This is actually the 3/16 ounce hammer trap. Both excellent choices, you know, a little bit different size and action and vibration, just depending on what you're looking for or trying to imitate. But a small rattle trap style bait, that's something that I'm going to have on the deck of my boat every time I go fishing for the entirety or the rest of this year. You know, the bait fish that has spawned this year has grown up, and it's about that perfect size of those small trap style baits. You can fish it around grass, you can fish it around rock or gravel, shallow points, anywhere that you need to be throwing a small crankbait. I'm going with a small rattle trap throughout the rest of the fall, and man, that's a bait that I catch a ton of fish on when things get really tough. It just imitates that perfect little snack that those bass are looking for. So number 1 on the list is the small little traps. Next up, kind of going along the same line, imitating that small little bait fish, is going to be a small little Finesse swim bait. So this right here, this is actually the Yamamoto shad-shaped swimmer. This is the 3.7 inch size. They do make a 3.2 inch size as well if you want to get a little bit smaller or finessey, but I've actually found that I like the 3.7 inch size the best. It just has a little bit better action, I feel like. Okay, so I like to throw this little guy on a small little jig head. So this is a 1/8 ounce jig head. Obviously it's got an exposed hook, excellent hookup ratio on there, but this is an excellent addition to your lineup for those same fish that are feeding on that small little bait fish. But this allows you to fish it anywhere in the water column. You can throw this out in the middle of the lake for fish that are schooling, chasing bait fish, or you can fish it in the same type of place you do with the rattle trap, you know, over the grass, on the gravel, the rocky points. The small little swimmer, another bait that when times get tough, this bait consistently gets bites, and I'm always going to have one tied on. So next up, kind of on a finesse approach as well. That's going to be a drop shot with a robo worm. You guys know the drop shot robo worm is a tried and true staple for most anglers all over the world, all over the country. It doesn't matter. The robo worm is going to catch bass. I like to rig it up on a drop shot, Texas rig style drop shot. I use a Trocar TK 180 drop shot hook, and I really like to use a lighter drop shot weight this time of year just because you're going for more of a finesse approach. So a 1/8, a 3/16, maybe up to a 1/4 ounce drop shot weight. But that's going to be for more of your target fishing. Obviously, you know, if you're fishing around the bank, you can throw it around boat docks or laydowns. If you're fishing offshore a little bit on those little bit of drop offs or brush piles, the drop shot is an excellent choice. That's going to be something that I'm definitely throwing when times get tough. A drop shot consistently gets bites, and you just got to have a drop shot on the deck all the time. Now, another bait for fishing the bank like that, the tried and true, just a small little finesse jig. So this is the Epic Baits tungsten finesse jig. I helped them design this little bait. It's got a flat spot on the head. It helps it stand up. For the trailer, you know, I like to use this grub style trailer. So this is the brand new Shinobi grub. So this is a little trailer that the fish haven't seen. I know that. It's got a brand new trailer on there. You know, just released this year at ICAST, but it's got that 2 little tails that kind of tickle around on the back. Doesn't have a whole lot of overpowering action, not a real big profile, small little compact jig, imitate a ton of different forages, bluegill, crawfish, doesn't matter. And you just want a bait that you can pitch into wood, laydowns, docks, whatever it may be. You need a bait that you can just be confident that a bass is going to bite if he sees it. And that's what a small little finesse jig does. That's something, again, I'm going to have this on the deck. When times get tough, you got to have a finesse jig. Last up, this is also going to be for fishing closer to shore, fishing the bank. Times get tough. You need to catch a big one. Throw in a big topwater. Excellent way to do it. Well, this time of year, you got to cover a bunch of water. Time gets tough, you got to cover a bunch of water. I'm going with a whopper plopper style bait. So this is a little bit bigger whopper plopper. This is the brand new Bill Lewis Baby Bubbler. Maybe the fish you're targeting are a little bit smaller. The forage is a little bit smaller. All my guys up north in Pennsylvania, you know, the Three Rivers, the little Baby Bubbler, targeting those little bit river smallmouth. Excellent choice when the times get tough. Go with a whopper plopper. It's a bait you just cast and wind. I mean, it's simple. There's not a whole lot of thinking involved in it. You cast it, you wind it. Next to anything you see on the bank, any piece of structure, piece of cover, anything, shade lines, rip wrap, doesn't matter. You just throw the whopper plopper, you cast it, you wind it, and you wait for a big one to blow up on it. Now, it can be a little monotonous. You know, you got to make a lot of casts. You're not going to get a ton of bites on it. But it's a great way to catch a really big one in the fall or when the fishing is tough. Throwing a big topwater and just committing to it. It's a great way to catch a really big one when the fishing is tough, and the whopper plopper is getting the choice for me. You know, buzzbait kind of fits into that same category if you have more grass around, but generally speaking, I like the whopper plopper because of the treble hooks. Gives you a little more option to hook those fish if they kind of swipe at it, roll on it, and don't eat it quite as well. So, okay, appreciate you guys tuning in. Hopefully you learned something from this. Fishing's tough. Pick up a few of your confidence baits. Hopefully you can use this video to add a few to your list to get out there and catch some fish when the times are tough. That's when you know, it separates the men from the boys, makes the great fishermen from the average fisherman. When times are tough and you can still get some bites, that's what it's all about. And hopefully you can use this video to do that for yourselves. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Leave me those likes and comments down below. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and we'll see you guys next time.